There are many conflicts a character can face. They may come across another who presents an issue through clashing morality, personality, even physical conflict. A character may come into odds with society or technology. Perhaps they may face the struggles of nature, the inevitability of fate, or the ethereal. In the case of Shadows of Corruption, the protagonist's greatest struggle is with herself. What is it like to be a changeling living under the oppressive rule of a queen, and not simply a changeling, a drone? Being one asks that she be like any other, love-hungry, nasty, ruthless. A changeling not allowed to change, ironic in nature, but when one maintains rule through controlling self, to make it so rebellion is near impossible, it makes sense. Though Heartsy, the protagonist of Shadows of Corruption, faces the conflict of her society and the established nature of changelings, her greatest struggle is with her identity. Who is she, and what does she want to be? She is a changeling. She can be whoever she wants, whatever. An object? Beast? Species? Her possibilities are endless in theory. Yet as a drone living as one of thousands, all the same, can she truly have an identity? When you can be whomever you choose, is it possible to have one? What helps her focus is her main goal: make some friends. Being the brother of Thorax is a great establishment for nature, as Thorax in the show has a similar struggle of disagreeing with the status quo and running away in silent, passive rebellion. Unlike Thorax, Heartsy has a goal of making friends and, unlike Thorax, isn't leaving as a simple drone, but a third in command. She may dislike how things are done, yet she holds, even for a short time and in the face of disdain from her fellow changelings, a status of power and importance in the hive. A position bestowed by Chrysalis, she isn't one to let such betrayal go unanswered. For now, Heartsy finds her escape and her friends in the simple town of Ponyville. She chooses her disguise and begins to build her new identity. But is this identity truly hers? After all, changelings can be whomever they want. We don't know if this form was made by her or taken. She goes through a list of possibilities, almost as if she's going through a library of copies. We don't know if they can create new forms or if they pull from what exists. If so, is she making an identity or lifting and changing one based on what she has seen? It's hard to say. This is yet to be answered by Shadows of Corruption. Through the second episode, she does, in a way, find her place under this false persona with someone with an explosive personality. This friendly and outgoing nature is in stark contrast to the hive and its teachings. It's the first time Heartsy's understandings are truly challenged, and in this, she finds comfort, as seen in the final song despite the lies she's been telling.
No one wants it all, they lay them down to sleep. So don't tell me that I wasn't what you thought. Don't tell me that it wasn't all my fault. After all they've put me through, don't say it wasn't true.
Her most important moment comes during episode 3 of the drama. At this point, Heartsy has achieved her goal of friendship and acceptance, hiding who she truly is underneath and feeling as if she has gained a sense of true identity. Conflicting self like before, but there's more comfort here than a misfit changeling in a hive of similar faces. While at this dance, she meets Orion, a pony she falls in love with. These emotions are foreign to her, and she's only ever fed on it, now experiencing it for the first time. Unlike other tales of Cinderella finding love at the ball, when the clock strikes midnight and she must leave, her prince fawns over others.
Come on, let's get you some fresh air. It looks like you've seen a changeling.
It's a small moment, but highly impactful. Changelings put on forms that draw love from their prey, and they feed on it. Manipulation of others' feelings for self-gain. Heartsy, in this moment, had her love preyed upon and nearly used for Orion's benefit, taking a mare for pleasure, not for care or love. It hurts to face such falsehood from someone you developed feelings for, something she's also never experienced. Even if she's against the idea of manipulation and stealing love, she, in a way, has been forced to because that is how her kind sustains themselves. For the first time, in a non-energy draining way, she understands what it's like to be on the other end. This leads into the moment her lie is revealed.
No. This can't happen. Not now. Not now.
Heartsy? You're,
A changeling! Ew, it's disgusting. The horror!
Though they didn't have feelings for Heartsy, she was their friend, someone who had hidden her true self this whole time, lied to them, deceived them. It's well known that changelings do this to feed on others, so their line of reasoning for thinking this is a possibility wasn't unreasonable, nor Heartsy believing her friends berating her was real when they were actually changelings, trying to manipulate her so she would run back to the hive.
Who would ever want to be friends with a changeling?
Yeah.
Certainly not me.
Me neither.
Fine! I never should have left the hive! I'm better off alone than with friends like you!
Heartsy was always so easily fooled.
Well done, all around. The Queen will be most pleased with what we've accomplished here tonight.
Between facing Orion's true nature and having herself outed and disowned by her friends, Heartsy faces a major point of internal crisis. With Orion, she faced what many ponies do once in the clutches of a changeling. The deception, the feeling of being used or thrown away when you no longer satisfy them. Even if she was never as bad as other changelings, she still had to do this. She was taught that this was okay, right, regardless of her beliefs or feelings. In terms of her friends, she was forced to face the inevitable. When someone puts on a persona, be it to fit in or be liked, there's always that nagging fear that if they knew who you truly were, they wouldn't like you. Worse, they would hate you. Heartsy's worst fears were realized in this moment. For the first time, she found acceptance, and in an instant, it was lost. The identity she worked to carefully construct, the time she spent earning their trust, care, build these relations, gone. In these moments, our hero is left to ponder and decide what to do next now that they're at their lowest point, or on their way to it. Friendless, her identity and safety in Equestria gone, she has nowhere to go but home. It's the only other place where she had something. At this point, episode 4 is still in production, so it's hard to say what will happen next. Will Heartsy resort to the ways of a true changeling for some sense of belonging even if it kills her? Will she try to listen to Chrysalis and be a changeling before running off again to try and talk to her friends? What of Chrysalis kidnapping Peacock, her best friend? Will Chrysalis turn friend against friend, or worse? If episode 4 reveals anything more meaningful, or if the remaining episodes paint the picture needed for deeper analysis, I will make an addendum video going over what is or what isn't added by them. With or without a proper conclusion, the build-up from the episodes prior to episode 3 and the events that unfold lead to an engaging conflict of character for Heartsy. A changeling dealing with identity, self, and a place in the world is an excellent idea, as the changeling's ability to change and their society at the time of Shadows of Corruption takes place leads to fascinating conflicts that can be explored. The use of Orion in the episode, and, rather than him having feelings in return for Heartsy, as one could expect using his reaction as part of the reveal, having him be a sleaze leads to a far more interesting result, adding to the internal struggle. The use of the reveal in the worst possible place, in a populated area, in front of the princesses, in front of her friends, was an impactful decision, giving Heartsy no choice. All of this sets Heartsy up for an exciting conclusion to her character arc in Shadows of Corruption.
Shines brightly, the light shines.